Yo, everyday Superpower signing in on a bit of a quiet one today. Or tonight, should I say. I think it's pretty obvious why I'm being a bit quiet. How to sell anything to anyone, right? I'll keep this short and sweet. What's the reason I should buy? Okay? Are you selling you as a person, potentially in a relationship aspect? Either you want to be friends or you want to be in a physical relationship with someone. Are you trying to sell me a product? Have you come knocking at my door trying to sell me windows or, cookies? Are you on the street working for a charity trying to sell me, the gift of sponsoring children in Africa for £3? What are you trying to sell? Okay, identify that now. Second is, what is the incentive? There needs to be an incentive, right? This is the most basic principle, which is ever so hard to clock onto, and I would say 90% of people, 95% of people actually, anyone who isn't really savvy or educated on the matter isn't going to do this correct. Let's say I'm trying to sell you something. The general person is going to give you, the potential buyer, a reason why you should buy based upon me and what I want. Okay? Some real life examples. I'm going to come to you at the workplace and say, can you give me a lift home after work? My bus isn't until 6 o'clock and we finish at 5. Okay? Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, that's not my problem. No, should I say that's not your problem? That's not your problem. Why should you go out of your way after work to do a favour for someone? And this person doesn't mean anything. This is just a colleague. This isn't a friend. They've done nothing for you in the past. Why should you do it for the sake of them having a hard time? There's no incentive. That's like me coming up to you and saying, could you buy this t-shirt off of me? I really need the money. Well, no, I don't need a t-shirt. Okay? Find the incentive, find the weak spot, find the reason why they do actually want to buy the product. Me as a person going into a date with a potential suitor, I'm going to find out what she wants in a person. See if we're compatible. It doesn't have to be directly. It can be indirectly, okay? I knew a girl. I went on a couple of dates with this girl, yeah? It didn't end up working out because I wasn't who she was looking for. She had an ex-partner she had just come out of a relationship with, right? Who was both physically violent towards her and also acted as a good defender of the relationship, in a sense, of her because of his violent tendencies. So it was a bit of a double whammy, really. So she was looking for someone who could not only protect her due to the protection she experienced beforehand by him, but also a protector from him, because she knew what he was like, and as an ex-partner now, who knew if he could have acted up? At that moment in time, I couldn't serve that purpose. So it wasn't, I did not sell myself, I wasn't willing to do that. I was taking things too casual to be doing anything like that. So I didn't consciously, verbally explain that I couldn't do that. Just through my actions and who I was as a person and how I presented myself in these communications, I didn't sell myself, right? Go to a job interview, yeah? Could you tell us about your hobbies outside of work? Now your general person might start blabbering on about playing video games and doing all this irrelevant stuff as to what they love to do and this and that. Now, your boss ahead of you might also play video games, and you might find a a correlation. You can find some even ground by doing so. But alongside that, you could highlight as to what hobbies you have which actually showcase your compatibility with the role you're applying for. Okay? I went to a job interview and I came from another job prior to that, and I was still wearing the PPE, the personal protective equipment from the last role. I did it unknowingly. And I had sold myself to this new workplace purely as they saw something in me which they needed, that I was willing to wear the equipment. On a consistent basis, I was outside of the other workplace and I was still wearing it, you see. Whereas when I joined the new workplace, I realised that people were getting fired for not wearing it. So indirectly, unknowingly, I sold myself by filling the gap they were looking for. Okay? There are con artists, I don't know whether it's around the world, but definitely in England, where they will knock on the doors of the elderly and say, this door is a little bit frail here, here and here. A burglar could break into this easily. Luckily for you, I'm a door salesman and I can sell you a new door for £500. And they con the elderly into believing that's the truth. Now, they don't knock on the door and say, would you like to buy a door? I've got plenty of doors, me, I. Instead, they get into the mind of the other individual, creating a need and a want for that product via safety, survival instinct, and they utilize that to sell the product. How to sell anything to anyone. I could be poverty-stricken and speak to a multi-billionaire, and if I know what that individual is needing in their life, it doesn't matter where we are separate. It only matters with what I can fulfill in that individual's life. We all think within our own head and we don't choose to enter the minds of others and look from their perspective, and that's where we're missing out. We can get anywhere we want to go, given that we apply that state of thinking. We get up on a morning, get dressed, leave the house, and then we start to look through the eyes of others instead of our own. We look at people and we think, what do they want from me? What can I provide? And in doing so, everyone's a winner because you've ticked a box on their end and created great value. And you get what you want because you have created a relationship and a communication with someone you have wanted to create that with. Whether that be a gorgeous woman or man, whether that be a new boss, somebody who can set you up for life with a great opportunity, whether that be your family members, okay, who you've not had a great relationship with in a long time. What do they want from you? Selling a product. You don't want to buy this product because it's great, because here are the functions. You want to buy this product because you need it for some reason and it fulfills that criteria. You don't want to know how many fibers and the scientific elements of this mattress, but you want this mattress because you've been having a hard time sleeping on your own bed and you need a new one. Well, congratulations, here it is. Let's replace it right now. Buy it. You see? How to sell anything to anyone. Look through their eyes, find their reason. They might not have a reason. They might not want the product. They might be unsellable for that particular aspect. Like I said, I went on a date and I couldn't fulfill the criteria. That's fine. But where you can, you can. I'm only human. I'm a believer in the psychology and the teachings of Sigmund Freud. The parent relationship in relation to the child. I can't cook. My mum used to cook for me. I look for that in the women I want to get into relationships with. If the woman can cook really well and can cover that, that fulfills a criteria of mine which near to nobody else can offer. That's an incredible selling point. That is beautiful to me. And the vice versa. If you as a man can fulfill some of the fatherly qualities that are now lacking within that individual's life. They may fall in love with you. All right? It's a deep one to finish it on, but how to sell anything to anyone on a psychological basis, on a superficial basis, in regards to an actual product and so forth. You know. Hi, I was just looking at your car and I could see that the exhaust is potentially going to fall off and kill you. But don't worry, I can get that replaced for you. And just because I've just clocked onto it and I've got a few I just need to get rid of right now, I can give you a decent deal. Do you want to buy? At least they're going to think about it. They might question, wait a minute, is my life on the line? But if you go ahead and just say, hey, your exhaust is going to fall off. I've got some exhausts I want to sell. I've got a good price for them. What do you think? I was sick at work. I felt nauseous. I didn't want to continue. I asked my supervisor. Hold on. I asked my supervisor, right? Sorry, there's a lot of noise outside. I asked my supervisor, I'm feeling ill. What do you think I should do? Should I go home or should I stay? Because I wanted to do an half decent job. Although I did want to leave, I didn't feel it was in my right to say, I'm going, goodbye, okay? I wanted to hear it from their mouth, so it had me covered. Well, I got advised by my supervisor that I should leave, right? Now, my supervisor responded, well, I'm not going to make any money with you absent. Well, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me? You've not given me a reason to stay. You've just talked about yourself. You've just given me an insight as to how it would benefit you if I stayed. That's not good enough. You know? Such as the lift from work situation. I want you to give me a lift from work. My bus doesn't come until 6. Right? What's in it for me? Are you going to pay me? You know, I hardly even know you. What makes you feel that you can speak to me in such a manner that I'm going to say yes purely based on your needs? Think about my needs. How to sell anything to anyone.